If you have an e-commerce store with lots of products, I'm talking hundreds or even thousands of SKUs, your conversion optimization strategy is going to be different than, say, the conversion optimization strategy of a store that only has a dozen, 20, 30, or even 50 products. I'm Raphael, and I'm the founder of SplitBase. We've been doing conversion optimization and landing pages for over a decade, and we're one of the leading agencies for 8- and 9-figure e-commerce brands. In this video today, I want to share with you how your conversion optimization strategy has to differ from the conversion optimization strategy of a store with only a couple products. The best way to explain this is really through 3 strategies. And one of them is the 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle, which you may have heard about. First, one of the common strategies that brands with only a couple products are going to utilize when it comes to CRO and optimizing their product pages is that they're going to look at what's missing from their product pages. They're going to add a lot of content, a lot of photos, a lot of videos maybe to really upgrade the product pages of their products. And ultimately, the product pages might end up being very long, very detailed, very informational, and that's great. But if you have hundreds or even thousands of products on your store, it's probably impossible from a resourcing standpoint to invest all that time and effort into a single A/B test for a bunch, if not hundreds, of different products, right? So what you're going to want to do is a couple things. First, you're going to want to identify the problems that are commonalities, either questions that customers are asking, usability friction points, information that's missing, right? You're going to want to identify the conversion optimization opportunities that are present across every single one of your product pages. So at the template level, right? What's missing? What are the opportunities to test? And you're going to want to test that first because you're going to want your optimization efforts to have the highest impact possible across the highest number of visitors possible. So first, focus on issues, opportunities, and areas on your product pages that's present on every single product page so you don't have to start tweaking every single product page individually. The second thing you want to do with the 80-20 rule is if you do have maybe 20% of your products that does generate about 80% of your revenue, well, maybe then it is more realistic to completely upgrade those product pages and treat those product page templates as, almost landing pages. If that's the case, well, then you can take those products that generates a lot of your revenue, especially if it's just a handful, and you can do more research on those products specifically, the questions customers have around those products specifically, and you can do optimizations that are specific to those products as well, right? If those products truly represent a large percentage of your revenue, they're going to have more visitors, and, the improvement of those product pages will probably lead to a bigger revenue impact as well. So those are 2 ways to use the 80-20 rule to improve your product pages on a large e-commerce store with lots of products. The second thing you're going to want to consider outside of the 80-20 rule is how quickly can you get someone to a product they love? This is something super, super common with fashion, for example. If you sell fashion or interior decor or anything that people will buy based on the looks, the sooner you can get them to a product they care, that they need, or that they like, the higher your chances are of actually converting that person. And obviously, if you have thousands of products in your store, it may not be easy to get people to a product they love. So that's going to require a lot of experimentation on your part. Couple ways of experimenting with this is through your navigation, through the use of filters, and different ways of applying and utilizing filters, displaying different categories, understanding which ones leads to the most profitable purchases, which ones have the highest conversion rate, and, placing those categories and doing the merchandising of those categories in different ways. And then ultimately, you could even use quizzes, right? Quizzes, personalized product recommendations based on their purchasing history or based on their browse history, all those things should be tested and be part of a solid optimization strategy for brands that have tons of products. The third thing is merchandising. Being very, very smart with merchandising can make wonders when it comes to increasing conversions for stores with a lot of products. That means a couple things. One, you want to display as quickly as possible. So very similar to what I was talking about, the fastest you can get someone to a product they love. Well, when it comes to merchandising, there are tools that uses AI, for example, to show the different products that a customer might be interested in based on their history, sooner in their journey, higher on the collection pages or on you may also like sections, right? So the more you can merchandise those products, the more success you might have with converting those customers. And then you also want to think about margins, profitability, and if you have any products that have particularly high conversion rates, right? Sometimes it is a good strategy to look into the products that lead to the highest conversion rate, the highest customer return rates, and try to prioritize those in the earlier steps of the customer journey. That way, well, if you test that and you actually find that, hey, if I push the products that have the highest margins, if I push the products that have the highest returning customer rates, if I push the products that have the highest conversion rates, I may have just a better overall performance than if I have a very random assortment of products and, if I'm not strategic with how the products are displayed. So those are 3 ways to just get you to start thinking around how to merchandise and how to treat your optimization strategy when it comes to having lots of products in your catalog. So first, use the 80-20 rule to determine the biggest opportunities that will have the biggest impact to the greatest amount of visitors possible. 2, optimize your path to products. Make sure that you can reduce the effort it takes for someone to find the product that they love, test different categories, test quizzes and things like that. And 3, think of manual merchandising to identify the products that may actually lead to higher customer lifetime value, customer return rate, or just, a higher conversion rate. And think of your merchandising strategically. And, that could also help you improve your site's performance. So at the end of the day, those are 3 ways of improving conversions and thinking around your optimization program if you have lots of products. If you like this video and you want to learn more, well, just make sure to like this video and follow for more.